helped me reach 7,000 subscribers. The annual company gala was meant to be an evening of celebration, a mix of laughter, luxury, and a little excess. I arrived early, dressed in a tailored suit, prepared to make my rounds and keep an eye on how the night unfolded. These gatherings, I'd learned, often revealed more than performance reviews ever could. My wife, Rachel, joined me that night, though reluctantly. She preferred calm dinners over crowded banquets, but she'd insisted it was important to support the team. I joked that company events had a way of blurring boundaries, but she brushed it off with her usual confidence. Should have trusted my instincts. As the night went on, champagne glasses clinked, conversations overlapped, and the ballroom glowed with laughter. I moved between tables, greeting employees and exchanging pleasantries, but my attention kept drifting to Rachel. Something about her smile felt misplaced, forced, perhaps. I couldn't quite name the unease yet. Then the moment came, sudden, absurd, and unforgettable. My superior, a man famous for his charm and arrogance, approached Rachel with exaggerated gallantry, dropping to one knee before the entire crowd. A small velvet box gleamed in his hand. "Rachel," he declared dramatically, "will you marry me?" The room froze, then erupted in gasps and whispers. Rachel, taken completely off guard, maybe even flattered by the attention, let out a nervous laugh and said, "Yes." The ballroom exploded in applause. I felt my chest tighten, but I didn't move, didn't raise my voice. Instead, I smiled, calm, almost amused. I knew something the rest of them didn't. The man on his knee wasn't my boss. Not really. I owned the company. Every contract, every department, every paycheck in that room existed under my signature, including his. When the cheers finally faded, I stepped forward, unhurried, letting my presence do the work. "Congratulations," I said softly, my voice slicing through the murmurs. "But before we all celebrate, I think there's something that needs to be clarified." The room went still. My so-called boss's grin faltered as I met his eyes. "You see," I continued, my tone level, impolite, "I own this company. Every department, every employee, including the one currently on his knee." A hush swept through the ballroom like a cold wind. My words hung there, unshakable. Faces shifted from amusement to disbelief. My boss's expression drained of color. "I didn't realize," he stammered. I raised a hand, silencing him. "No, you didn't. You just proposed to my wife at my own event." Bold move, foolish, but bold. A murmur spread through the guests. Rachel stood frozen, her earlier glow replaced by dread she hadn't known, and now caught in the middle. Of this spectacle, she finally understood the depth of her mistake. The man she had just said yes to was not a powerful figure, not in this room. He was an employee, and I was the one who wrote his checks. I didn't need to shout. The silence that followed did the work for me. My boss tried to salvage his pride, muttering excuses about humor and misunderstandings, but the illusion had already crumbled. What was meant to be a romantic display had turned into a very public lesson in awareness. Rachel, humiliated and shaken, whispered an apology later that night, realizing too late how easily admiration can turn into exposure. The man who once carried himself with arrogance avoided eye contact, his confidence shattered. The staff, once full of cheer, spoke in hushed tones, realizing that true authority doesn't need to announce itself. It simply exists, undeniable. In the days that followed, my boss requested a private meeting to apologize formally. He spoke of confusion, miscommunication, and regret. I listened, said little. The hierarchy had already been re-established not through policy or title, but through a single, unforgettable evening. Rachel, too, came to understand something deeper. That charm without awareness can be dangerous, and that admiration built on ignorance can turn poisonous fast. I thought about that night often afterward, how easily confidence can become carelessness, how swiftly the balance of power can shift in a single moment. What began as a simple gala had turned into a lesson for everyone present, a quiet display of who truly held control. Rachel never forgot the look on my face that night, neither did he. and from that point forward, no one ever mistook charm for authority.